So before we start off the video, I just want to say, go online on Discord. Just please, go online on Discord. Right now, we currently have 11 to 25 people going online on my Discord server. But then, we have 185 of you that are currently offline. Just look at it. Look at this. There's too many of you going offline. I'm gonna mention Field Marshal, Ghost Stop, Impulse, iWeaves. There's too many names I could mention in this intro, but I'm just asking you to go online on Discord. Now, why is it to be exact? Well, firstly, you may keep up with my latest posts, which I am posting in my server. You may chat with other players, you may play with them. It's either friendly battles or 2v2. You may find also Corp here, and this can be beneficial to players who are playing this game. So I'm asking you once again to go online on Discord. But if you haven't joined my Discord server, you may join, and the link is in the description below. So let's now start, shall we? Good day, Generals. So, as you may have seen the thumbnail and title, I'm going to respond some of the comments that have been posted on last Monday's patch update for Road to Valor. So, let us start with Michaela Swash. I'm sorry about pronouncing your names incorrectly if I did so, but when can we expect new nations? Add 2 new factions into the game, please. Smiley face. Well, many players have been suggesting to Dreammotion that they should add the Japanese and British forces into the game, which is likely to be the next 2 factions that we would expect to be added in the game. It's either they will add it in September yet again, like last year, where they added the Austria and Soviet Union, but who knows? I'm no game developer myself, but we will see in the upcoming future. Now, the next comment is from Francis Castiglio, saying, thanks for the new update. Can we get points on 2v2 and Corps vs Corps on next? Well, firstly, Corps vs Corps is a really fun addition to me, like the one in Clash Royale, which I haven't participated in. But getting points on 2v2 is rather unfair for almost all of us, because you always rely on your teammate. Now, this one comment says, personally suggest that new cards continue to be issued so that old players can continue to feel fresh. Well, I agree with him. Well, actually, right now the Wehrmacht and the USA have a total of 37 cards each, while the Austria and Soviet Union, or the Red Army of course, only have 34 cards in total for each faction. So it's likely that we will get 3 new cards for the Austria and 3 new additional cards for the Soviet Union. Now, this one comment is from Nizar Shamsuddin that says, please upgrade KV2 attack speed, it's too slow. What? Is it too slow to you? 4.25 seconds is already balanced for them, and you want... Oh. Look, the KV2 as a 150mm howitzer. In real life, it really takes too long to reload for its main cannon because its shells is too heavy. And why would you decrease the attack speed of the KV2? It would be much more OP than before. So KV2 doesn't need any buff in its attack speed after all. And yeah, it's a heavy tank, an outdated heavy tank, but the KV2 is designed for infantry support, not for fighting against tanks. So this is from a comment from Howie Zoo, which says usual nerf to Germans and huge buff to Soviet. Well, technically the Germans didn't quite get a nerf in last Monday's patch. I mean, some of them got buffs, but for the Austria, some units got nerfs for balancing, of course. And you point out that huge buffs to the Soviet units. Well, that's because the Soviets are struggling in Officer League and above right now. I mean, take a look at the leaderboard. The two factions dominating right now is the US Army and the Wehrmacht. Now, why is it that the Wehrmacht is still dominating the high leaderboards? Well, if you play as the Wehrmacht, you don't need to rely on, you don't really need to rely on units. You rely on your skill and strategy on how to use these units properly. Before we move on, I would like to mention Joshua Martin for pointing out that all factions are strong individually in their own way. Like what I mentioned earlier, you just need to know how to make use of it. Units, passive effects, active skills, all of them have their own strength and weakness. Well, thank you Joshua for pointing that out in the comments. I'd also like to mention Christian Lewis for pointing out that each faction has their strong and weak points. So again, salute to you, Christian. Moving on, this comment is from RTP and Pulse, which complains about everything in Road to Valor. One thing that I would say to him is make use of every faction in game. Use them in a proper way. That's all I could say for him. So next from Aizen Bagra, which says developers will give a powerful tank for American faction. German tanks are so powerful. On what I mentioned earlier, every unit has its own strength and weakness. Alright, the Germans have high quality tanks, but they are too expensive to deploy. For the Americans, yes, they have cheap tanks which can be easily deployable, but they lack the quality for countering German tanks, which leads us to one thing. Americans rely on producing as much tanks as possible. This is a comment from Walter Denstern, which says, seriously, new buff for the allies, Frank 36 fires too fast, fixing D-Day, fixing matchmaking. Well, I agree with the matchmaking right there. Sometimes I face players which have higher level units than mine, like for example, I max out M10 Wolverine, I should say, which does more damage than my level 12 Panfa. Like really, because it's a common unit, and common units are much more common and easy to get than rare ones and elite ones, especially epics. The M4 Sherman Crocodile is also easy to get, and upgrade because it's a common unit. The player's level is also a problem for the matchmaking. Like a level 9 faces a level 12 player? What? I don't understand at all. Well, actually, I have encountered that many times in Officer League. Like, I felt really bad for the players, which have been struggling to get trophies to get to the next level. This is a comment which says too much lost connection. Maxim Tronenko. I think this has to do with your internet connection actually. This is a comment from Dean Siminski which says, remove the special offer sign please. Well, to be honest, I agree with Dean Siminski, since after I logged into my account, this special offer sign is always there in the bottom left of my screen. Like, it can't go away until today when I received a free 160 coins from the shop itself, and the special offer sign is gone, like literally gone. I mean, fixed. Well, since I have no problems with it, I bet you don't have any problems with it when you collected the free coins or free gems, or mostly free crates to be exact. And that's it for today, generals. I want to make this video as short as possible, less than 15 minutes, and some of the comments that I haven't read for you are mainly complaints about how every faction is unbalanced, which I have pointed out earlier in the video. But remember this, all factions are meant to be equal, from units, passive effects, and active skills. It's just that it's you who will decide to change the tide of battle. Now, one tip I can give to you is, defense is the best offense. Defense is the best offense. That wraps up the video, and I'll see you in my next one, generals.
Make sure to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel.